So we stay with the Saimoto mini bikes and we move on to Group A for the 140 class. Reece Stevenson on pole position from Richard Holmes Williams, Ryan Tyers in third, Ben Lord, Michael Med and Chase Collymore in sixth position, Ryan Clark in seventh, Carl Sanders eighth, Dan Pearson and James Herring rounding out the top 10. Joe Woodward 11th from Julian Gromit. Dan Merrin 13th from Michael Ford, Oliver Linsdale in 15th, Nick Shaw in 16th position from Nathan Smith and Gaz Pearson in 18th. 19th for Luke Hedger, Casey Hanby 20th position, Mick Lord and Connor Watt 21st and 22nd. Ross Richards 23rd, Will Lathrop in 24th place. Chloe Jones with no time at the back of the field, so 25 rider grid. So Reece Stevenson should be in this race, but we'll wait and see. I think he did cross the line actually to go onto the sighting lap. So the reason I mentioned Reece Stevenson there on the 1, 2, 3, he earlier on today, of course, one of the earlier races, took a hefty tumble battling with Peter Hickman. Had to go to the medical van for some treatment. It was okay. It was quite a frightening crash to look at, but we saw him walking away. He went back to the medical van for some treatment. I think he really took a slide down the circuit, so needed treatment from the medics, but appears to be okay. So certainly nothing serious, and good to see that the 1, 2, 3 of Reece Stevenson after that frightening crash earlier on is able to take the start. Shout out as well from Joseph Howells to Chloe Jones, who lines up at the back of the field. There she is. Had a difficult day so far, but looking to put that right as the gate drops for mini bike 140 Group A with Saimoto, and away they go. One rider left behind at the start, but everyone else charging through, and Reece Stevenson gets away at the front with the 126 of Richard Holmes Williams close behind as they charge through into Senna for the first time. Will they get through safely? Yes, they do. So I think that was Will Lathrop who got left behind at the start, but seems to have got the bike started. Just catching on to the back of the field. So Stevenson, the race leader, looking to put that incident behind him earlier on. A good clean start through the S's for the first time. There he is, 1, 2, 3 your leader. 1, 2, 6 Richard Holmes Williams in second. Ben Lord and Ryan Tyers close behind. So all closely poised as they make their way over the line to complete the first lap. So it's Stevenson that leads on the track. Holmes Williams showing his leader on the timing, so I'm sure they'll pick up the race leader shortly. Ben Lord, Ryan Tyers, Chase Collymore, all well placed, and a good battle a bit further back there. Dan Pearson and Carl Sanders battling for position as Richard Holmes Williams starts to close up. Chloe Jones getting all the support on social media out here. Stephen Spick getting in touch with us as well. Say go, Chloe. Ryan Tyers looks like he's got past the 48 of Ben Lord. Meanwhile, the two leaders battling away at the front. Lord down the inside, down the straight. Another great move there, and retakes the position. The two leaders make their way through. Chase Collymore just behind that group. And here we see first, second, third and fourth all incredibly close, and taking the lead as they make their way down to 180 is Richard Holmes Williams. There he is, 126, your new race leader. Stevenson down to second place on the 1, 2, 3. Can he fight back? Those two with a small cushion, about 1.5 seconds, but look out for the number 55 in third place, Ryan Tyers. Looking to keep Ben Lord behind him now and try and close up on the two leaders. And certainly Tyers, if Stevenson starts fighting back and these two start trading paint for first position, then he would say that Tyers and Lord could get involved in this battle for the lead. So still a way to go in this one. There goes Tyers, closely followed by Lord. The top four breaking away now from the rest of the field. Chase Collymore a bit further behind. Holmes Williams still your leader. There he is, the 1, 2, 6 through Senna. Down to 180, this slow, technical part of the track. Very tight. Stevenson hanging on in there in second place. Now the track opens up, it gets quicker. Through the left-hander and the Warren. Now down the straight run into Esses as Stevenson looks down the inside. Not close enough to go for the pass though. Tyers still watching in third. Through the S's we go. A little bit ragged from Holmes Williams through the S's. Doesn't really affect his time though. And Holmes Williams down to Paddock Bend. There's tyres pulling away now from Ben Lord. And Stevenson down the inside of Holmes Williams, makes the move stick through French corner. Nice move there. And makes it stick. So Stevenson back in the lead, but Holmes Williams certainly not giving this one up. Ryan Tyers and Ben Lord a bit further behind. And a shout out to the number 295 in this race, the machine of James Herring in 11th place. Tamsin Island getting in touch, let's go Daddy, and that's from Joshua and Caden. So the 295 of James Herring currently in 11th place, getting some support from back home from Joshua and Caden. The race here goes on though, and still too close to call between Richard Holmes Williams and Rhys Stevenson, making their way down to the final corner. There's the rest of the top 10 screaming through as the leaders go over the line. And there's a fantastic aerial shot of the Red Lodge circuit. There's the main archery road just behind there at the top of your screen, the A11. See how well located this circuit is, it has to be said. It's very close, of course, to the main road, and that's not too far from the M11. All the routes down to London and the main M1 motorway is not too far away. Fairly central location, you would say. So the race goes on. Richard Holmes Williams and Rhys Stevenson all very close. Rest of the top 10 screaming through. Chase Collymore looking at the 62 Carl Sanders. 286 there. Joe Woodward also well placed. Following now the 295 of James Herring. Starting to put the pressure on the rider in front. So Herring just behind Woodward. This is a battle for 9th position. Sanders through in 9th, Woodward 10th, Herring 11th. Chloe Jones, incidentally, is getting a lot of support on the YouTube, starting to move through the field. She was right at the back of the field and now up to 18th position as we cut back to our two leaders through the S's. And look how close this is. 0.2 of a second covering the top two riders with 4 laps to go. Rhys Stevenson, if you're watching this early, don't forget he had a frightening crash on this very part of the circuit, but he seems to have recovered well, showing no ill effects. But look out for 3rd position, the number 55 of Ryan Tyers. Let's check the timing screen as they go through. 1.7 seconds. Ryan Tyers, fastest lap of the race, 47.064. And as the two leaders do battle into 180, Stevenson stays strong, pushes Holmes Williams wide. They're starting to battle for the lead. There's a slower rider in front. This is all allowing Ryan Tyers to close up. Look out for the 3rd place rider here, number 55. He is closing up on these two leaders. There's the 61. Casey Hanby possibly. Yeah, he dropped out of contention there. Casey Hanby dropping out of the midfield now, being lapped by the two leaders. Ryan Tyers needs to get through as well. 3 laps to go. Oh, but Ryan Tyers bulked by the recovering Casey Hanby momentarily. A bad part of the place, bad part of the course to encounter a back mark, you would say. And that could be just the advantage that the two leaders need. Stevenson holding on, Holmes Williams in 2nd, and this is where Richard Holmes Williams has looked strong on previous laps through to 180. Tries to cut back, looking out for Ryan Tyers. There he is in 3rd, so Ryan Tyers is still very much in there and closing up on the two leaders. Along the straight run they go. Stevenson guards the inside into Essex. There's Ryan Tyers in 3rd, closing up on the two leaders all the time with 2 laps to go. This could well turn into a 3-way fight for the lead, especially if the two leaders don't know that Ryan Tyers is there. They're so focused on one another here. This could allow Ryan Tyers to ambush them on the final lap. Here they come through Paddock Bend for the last lap. And Ryan Tyers, fastest lap of the race, 46.5. He has got the bit between his teeth here as he closes up on our two leaders. Stevenson 1st, Holmes Williams 2nd. And again, Holmes Williams tries to fight through into 180. Back marker in front. Should be able to hold the line here, and the leaders should find their way through. That's the 254 a bit further down. And they all get through cleanly. Ryan Tyers trying to find a way through, but Stevenson's got this at the moment through to S's. Oh, you wave yellows. Rider offline who's come off the bike will have to hold position momentarily, but now they can race down to the final corner. 3-way scrap for the leaders. Holmes Williams has a look coming down into the final corner. Tyers in 3rd. Here they come round Paddock Bend for the final time. The checkered flag goes out, and look how close that is. Less than half a second covering the top 3. Reece Stevenson first, Richard Holmes-Williams in second, Ryan Tyers in third. It could have gone either way. Ben Lord, a distant fourth place, 11.5 seconds down. Again, that just shows the pace those three leaders had to drop fourth position so much. Chase Collymore, fifth position, just ahead of Will Lathrope, Ryan Clark, Dan Pearson, Mick Lord, and Joe Woodward, rounding up the top 10 just ahead of the 295 of James Herring. But what a thrilling race to the flag that was between those three riders, as the rest of the top 15 making their way through. The rest of the riders on the lead lap. Michael Ford 12th from Dan Merrin, Olivia Linsdale, Chloe Jones in 15th, Gaz Pearson 16th to Nick Shaw, and Ross Richards, who's had a difficult day so far on the number 17, recovering through. Last rider on the lead lap in 19th position. So